We are going to be talking about how to do summations using Excel. Remember that in our last video, I showed you what cells are and how to reference them on an Excel sheet. So, with the same energy and the same focus, I'm also going to show you how to carry out summations, that is, adding two or more numbers on the Excel sheet easily without stress. Now, this comes in handy, especially when you're adding large array of numbers where your table or your sheet has a lot of data and you need to perform addition. I'm going to show you the simple steps first, and then you can apply it to large array of data. So let's perform a simple summation on this data I have on my screen here. I'm sure you're seeing it. So on the yellow box, I'm going to be performing an addition of everything that you see from apples to lemons. So I simply just want to add the numbers. So to do that, I just have to write the formula inside that box. I'll write equal to sum. Now the equal to sign is supposed to introduce formula. So if you just write sum without the equal to sign, then that would be wrong. Sum in parentheses, I will specify the cells. Like I said, cell specification is quite important. So this is apples is on F6. So I'll specify F6. Now I can do this in two ways, right? I can specify all of the cells. I can say F6, comma, I specify the next one, F7, comma, F7, comma, I specify the next one, F8, comma, I specify the next one, F9, I close the bracket and I press enter. This will perform the addition. Now, if you notice, I have to specify every of the cell that the numbers appears in, from apples to oranges to bananas and lemon. But I can make that easier for me. I can make that shorter. I just have to specify the array of the cells that I'm trying to add without necessarily specifying each cell by itself. Now, if you look up here, you'll see that the specifications are showing. So I can come here and remove everything in between and simply write the beginning and the end of the array. That is, I'll specify the first cell and then the last cell in the line that I want to add, and then just reference them with a colon to specify two. So here what I'm saying is sum F6 to F9, and when I perform that, it will produce the same answer, exactly the same answer but shorter. Now, assuming I have 100 numbers to be added, I cannot specify each of the cells by writing out the cell identity for each of the numbers in the cell. I can just put the array in there from so-so number, from so-so cell to that cell. In this case, from F6 to F9, and that performs that summation for me. Quite easy, right? Now let's try a shortcut. Now there's a shortcut to perform this addition. Now that shortcut is quite easy. You just have to create alternate equal to, and that sort of like highlights the field that you want to add, and you press enter and you get the same result. So when you press alternate equal to, the field of the numbers that you want to add will appear. You can adjust that field and then you press enter and your result pops up. Now, what if you don't want to add everything? You just want to add a few numbers in the array. Suppose I don't want to add everything here. I just want to add numbers that are greater than 40, or I just want to add numbers that are less than 60. So I'll specify that in my formula. So in my formula here, I can either edit it here, or edit it down here. So let's say I want to edit it here. So the specification has to be here. I specify that I am summing numbers from F6 to F9, but that my numbers has to be less than 60. Now, if I specify that my numbers has to be less than 60, I press enter. Okay. Yeah, there's So the error that happened there is that I did not include the condition for that to work. That is the sum if condition. It's not just sum. You needed to specify that is sum if. So you just have to write here sum if, and we specify that this is a sum if condition. Sum if is sort of saying sum if the condition is met. So the condition here, this is the array to be summed, and this is the condition of that array. When this condition is met, this operation should be performed. So if I press enter, I'll get a 0 because there's no number here that is greater than 60. Now I said sum if greater than 60 from the specification. Now let me change that greater than to less than. Sum if less than 60. When I press that, I will have 110. It simply means that every number here was added, just not 60, because the condition is add if the numbers are less than 60. Now let's try this on a larger array of number. Let's try the sum if condition on a larger array of number. Suppose we go to a different spreadsheet. I put this already in. You can get your data online to perform these operations and get used to them. I do not want to waste time, so I sort of already rebooted this before we started the class. So here, you see that this is like a data of the states in Nigeria and the population. Suppose I want to perform an addition of the population in 2016 and in 2020, 2006 rather than 2020. I just need to specify here. I can use any of the alternatives that I show you, either typing out the formula or using the shortcut. So I press alternate equal to and I press enter. Now when you type alternate equal to and press enter, note that it performs addition everywhere. It sort of highlights where the addition is going to be happening. So the addition is performed everywhere on the box. So if you do not want that to happen, what you need to do is try the formula in each case. So let's say I undo this and I want to apply this to just this cell and not affect every other cell in this block. So I'll simply type out the formula. I'll say equal to sum rather. I specify the cell. This is B3 to B4 rather. Close the bracket, apply, and it performs that multiplication. Now, what is happening on this Excel sheet is that the Excel is performing an automatic fill operation, but regular Excel sheets don't do that. I enable the setting in my own Excel to perform that operation. But then if I undo what I've just done, you see that the only specified field is the one that will be filled up. So I Ctrl Z and I have my answers here, and every other thing is deleted because this is where the operation was performed. Every other filling happened after. So that is that about summations. You can automatically fill up data after performing summations. Now, in the next class of Learn with Math, I'll be showing you how to perform fill operations. Suppose I already have the formula written down on one cell, and I want that same formula to be applied everywhere in this cell. I perform a simple fill operation to get that done, and it makes my work quite easier for me. Now let's perform a summation at the bottom of this. Let's say we want this place to be total. So this is total, total at the bottom, and I want this place to be a summation of everything.